How to meditate in the correct state of being. The realm of timelessness. Hello and welcome to the Third Eye Project. The mind, body and spirit sanctuary for soul travelers on their path seeking awakening, consciousness and enlightenment. In episode 3 of the Finding Enlightenment series, link in the description, we talked about what meditation is and what its purpose was. I define meditation as follows. Meditation is a spiritual practice in which a practitioner, through the power of focused pranic breath, connects with the recesses of their inner workings to awaken self, to a higher consciousness of frequency, energy, vibration, and connection with the omnipresent universal higher consciousness of enlightenment, that holds within itself everything that was, is and will ever be. For all intents and purposes, meditation can be likened to a tool of spirituality used for the transformation of self. Meditation is a practice of the inner self and not the flesh body. Being in the present moment as you meditate is awesome, but will only keep you attached or shackled to the here and now moment. True liberation is found in awakening of self to higher consciousness. Things done in the flesh give birth to things of the flesh, and things done in the spirit give birth to things of spirit. So moving on from that point, I mentioned the realm of the flesh body is steeped in time, and the realm of the gods, spirits and beings outer and so on, belong to a realm I call the realm of timelessness. I know for a fact that meditating in the realm of time, as millions of people do, only keeps us shackled to the realm of time. When in actual fact most people want to transcend the flesh body to attain higher consciousness and ultimately enlightenment. Well, the only way to achieve this is to meditate correctly, in the realm and state of being of timelessness, not in the moment or the realm of time. This is the real secret of the ancient civilizations. So in this message I will explain the realm of timelessness. On the off chance that you don't get it on the first pass, replay the video some more, and at some point you will have your eureka moment. If attaining higher consciousness and enlightenment was easy, the realm would no longer exist. Put in the work and the reward will find you. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. The concept of time and timelessness is hard to explain, but I'll try to summarize the concept. Time is a construct within the realm of physicality. Everything in the earthly realm is dual, because the entire universe sustains duality in nature. There is day and night, the sun and the moon, tall and short, high and low, life or death, male or female, west or east and north or south. You get where I'm going with this, right? Polar opposites. Every one of the polar opposites are generally similar in basic concept, but have core differences, characteristics and attributes that make them completely different. The sun and moon are both solar systems and share certain basic characteristics, like the giving off of light and emitting of frequency, but the sun and moon are not the same. For instance, the frequency of the sun is 126.22 Hz and the frequency of the moon is 210.42 Hz. In the singularity the sun is a 4 and the moon a 9, an even to an odd. The perfection of the universe never ceases to leave me speechless. Their oscillating vibrational states also differ vastly. The sun is to the day and moon to the night. The sun generates electricity, solar power, sustains the growth of plants, trees, and food for all life forms. The moon on the other hand does not. Take away the sun, and what can you grow? On the contrast to date, there is no real documented life-sustaining use case of the moon. That is not to say they don't exist. They just haven't been discovered yet. All said and done, the point I want you to mentally solidify in your consciousness right here and now is that the polar opposite of time is timelessness. And its existence from the very beginning was only documented, some 3,400 years ago, as the very first fundamental force of the universe. In the Holy Book, Genesis chapter 1, in the very first verse it states, "In the beginning, there was a void, formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep and the Spirit of God moved over the waters, and God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." Now, let's break it down. In the beginning, there was a void, formlessness, and a darkness was over the surface of the deep. Stop. That right there, that very line "there was a void, formless," descriptively confirms the existence of timelessness. Note the words void and formlessness, I'll circle back to it later. The verse then continues by saying, "And the Spirit of God moved over the waters." Please note here that, at the exact point the Spirit moved, time came into existence, just like that, from within the depths of the void, the darkness and the formlessness of timelessness. Because movement involves a rate of speed of some sort and a distance covered. Therefore, as derived from the formula, speed is equal to distance divided by time. By the movement of the Spirit, the concept of time came into being. Hereafter, the verse continues to set up for a monumental revelation. And God said, "Let there be light." Here was the birth of frequency, energy, and vibration, collectively called Fev, as confirmed by the final verifying phrase of the verse, that unequivocally states, "And there was light." This is the real beginning, the genesis of the theory of everything, and compensating for timelessness, could possibly in many ways solve the unified field and other theories, because timelessness at any point in space is invisible but constant and has never been accounted for. Its calculation, however, I will leave to the brainiacs of the world to mull over, while I soldier on, explaining the theory of the polar opposites, time and timelessness. Time and timelessness are generally the same and vastly different too. Timelessness belongs to a parallel dimension of existence with its own universal system of prana and consciousness. It's an existence, with unique principles and rules that govern it. Just like in your universe and earthly existence, time has physicality and limitation of being in its DNA, so to speak, and timelessness its polar opposite has, non-physicality, expansion of being and limitlessness. Read the Tao Te Ching, the Book of the Way, and how it manifests itself in the world very carefully, and you should realize, in the end the entire script of Lao Tzu is all about polar opposites and their use cases. I was 9 years old when I had that mind-awakening eureka moment. The only reason, timelessness the realm is for the most part unseen by the naked human eye, is the fact that, all humans, from conception, birth, life and until death, oscillate in a specific energy, vibration and frequency range, that constitutes a very restrictive and truly limiting physicality state of being. Breaking those limitations requires a drastic personal vibration and frequency change, that will in turn, with a concerted effort generate the energy required for state of being. Every life form of the air, land and seas oscillate different and as such exhibit varying levels of limitation unique unto itself. Please note there that the further away any life form is from understanding and recognizing its own existence in the realm of time, the lesser its limitations of physicality and the greater is its sensory abilities within consciousness. I'll give you an example. There are beavers all over the world that have never been in contact with each other ever. Yet they all build dams in a specific manner. This is only possible because, irrespective of geographic location, they all oscillate in the same energy, frequency and vibration and have access and completeness to everything their specific oscillation of energy, frequency and vibration was, is and will ever be. Do you get it? Meditate that thought deeply for a beat, eventually you should, get it I mean. To be able to visually see, enter into or exist in the realm and dimension of timelessness, conformity to the correct oscillating energy, vibration and frequency state of being must be attained. The state of being removed from the awareness of time, is the entry point to the gateway of interdimensionality and path to connection with higher consciousness or enlightenment as you might know it. Everything about human life forms is governed by time. You are conceived from it, born into it, live through it and will pass into the hereafter in it. Sit and reflect the above and you just might have your first true north awakening eureka moment. The mainstream sciences seem to be a few paces behind when it comes to matters of consciousness, awakening and enlightenment. Currently, the school of thought is that it all originates within the core brain believed to be the center for control and experience of most life forms. Neuroscientists, like Andrew Newberg, Michael Persinger, creator of the God helmet, and countless others have made great strides when it comes to the brain proper. Their efforts are applauded and they are owed a debt of gratitude. Their work is very exemplary and others should follow their lead. Having said that, I believe, and this is only my opinion, that neuroscience and scientists in general are all looking at the entire subjects of awakening, consciousness and enlightenment, from a very tunneled point of view and understanding of it. The truth of the matter is that consciousness, awakening and enlightenment, is not a product of the brain. Far from it. Awakening, consciousness and enlightenment happen in an invisible substance of formlessness in the void of timelessness within prana, external to the brain and mind for that matter. In so far as to say, the brain, lesser consciousness, contains within it dark neurons or dark matter which has the potential for electrical impulses. Because the dark neurons and matter within the brain are the same as the free-flowing electrical substance of formlessness prana and ether are made of, transfers are possible. The brain and mind, by design, receives these invisible signals of higher electrical charge from within the more universally abundant dark matter and neurons freely flowing in the invisible substance of formlessness within timelessness. Let's collectively call those highly electrically charged dark matter and neurons higher consciousness. It flows electrically through the center of the spinal column, through the spinal fluid, and accumulates at the brain stem as a pulsating vortex of invisible electrically charged energy and frequency that causes subtle vibrations the human brain perceives, interprets, and experiences as what we term our conscious experience. Energy always flows from a higher concentration to the lower. I believe that physical contact with the earth plays a role as well. But the brain itself is not the creator of consciousness. Higher consciousness exists regardless of the existence of the brain. It exists naturally in its concentrated electrical form within the substance of formlessness within the ether. Some call it prana, anima, animating force, the breath of life, vital energy, life breath, life force, impulse of life, soul, mind, or simply the essence of life. This is where I respectfully believe science has gone off a tributary of the true north. Despite the glaring and surmounting evidence, science as a whole has, for instance, still not yet made any attempts to truly explore timelessness, or for that matter its existence, effects, or potential. Nor does any dictionary, to date, have a true definition for it. Regardless, the realm of timelessness exists. It is as real as thunder, lightning, or the rising sun. And like all other universal mysteries, is cloaked in invisibility. Only visible to the awakened ones, the initiated, those with open third eyes and activated chakra systems. In ancient times, thousands of years ago, the Sumerians, Aztec, Maya, and Egyptians all communed repeatedly with gods and beings outer, and that is fact. The unexplainable sacred geometry, precision astronomy, math, drawings, writings, and hieroglyphs on the walls of ancient monuments are indisputable proof. Back then science was at its infancy, or possibly non-existent. If that does not tell you anything at all, ask yourself this question. How and why did all the ancient cultures and civilizations build exact precision monumental structures, whose existences cannot be explained to date, for these supposed gods? All of which emit unexplainable energies, frequencies, and vibrations. For instance, the Egyptian, Mayan, and Aztec pyramids, the Nazca lines, Mohenjo-Daro, Göbekli Tepe, the statues of Easter Island, and so on. What was their obsession with sacred geometry, the gods and beings outer? And how did they understand the invisible universal forces and principles, or more so apply them, if they had no assistance from higher consciousness, the gods or the beings outer? Everything in this universe has its polar opposite that exists in the same dimension. So I'd like you to just humor me for a minute or two and answer this simple question. If not what I have previously explained about the existence of the realm of timelessness as a substance of formlessness, what is the polar opposite of time? In conclusion, learning to meditate in the void and the substance of formlessness freely flowing in the realm of timelessness will take your practice to a whole new level of achievement. Just remember, the realm of time keeps life in a solid sensory physicality body and perishable state of being. Whereas, on the other hand, the realm of timelessness in the substance of formlessness is in the frequency, energy, and vibration, spirit state of being, where full connection with universal higher consciousness and enlightenment is possible. It is the realm where the impossible becomes possible. Time will prove me right. I know how unconventional this concept sounds, but the truth is it conforms to the universal principles of nature's invisible laws. And nature is never wrong. Most importantly, though, it works. I should know, my experiments with meditation, consciousness, and awakening have all yielded astonishing results. In due course, I will publish them to the Third Eye Project Patreon page. In the next episode, link in the description, I'll explain how this method of meditating in timelessness works and will benefit you most. Get ready to have a real third eye awakening spiritual experience. I came to add to the several voices that already bring the truth of ages to seekers of a higher state of being. There are many ways to meditate, but only one true path to spiritual enlightenment. I will leave you to ponder over that and end this episode. For those of you who want to embark on your own journey of self-awakening, I kindly urge you to join my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/thethirdeye-project, and choose a membership tier that suits you. This work can only keep going with the support of die-hard committed subscribers and patrons. In truth, you make it all happen. You keep me motivated, cover the costs, and most importantly you ensure the continuity of the work as was intended. If you truly enjoyed this episode, found value in it, and you'd like updates about the Third Eye Project, announcements about new episodes, as well as images from my experiments and a deeper insight into my work with awakening, higher consciousness and enlightenment, or if you want to ask questions on how you too can find your path to a greater awakening and enlightenment of self, by meditating in the void of timelessness method, subscribe here and click the notification bell. Once again, I am the voice in the dark. Thank you.